Hi everybody, Matt back with you. Hope you're okay. Also, happy Easter. So, two quick thank yous. Firstly, since the 1st of January to the 1st of April, we've gone from 250 subscribers to 350 subscribers. Very happy with that. Thank you so much if you've joined me these last 3 months and not been too put off by some of the outfits and stuck with me. Secondly, Todmorden Past and Present Facebook page. If you've been watching my videos on there, thank you again ever so much and for your comments. This Easter we've got a fairly big project I'm going to try and work through. I've no idea quite how many videos it's going to take or how successful it's going to be. But what we're going to do is use this book, which I was handed a couple of weeks ago, Todmorden's Old Pub Trail. It was really interesting to find out that at one point Todmorden had 91 pubs. And best of all is in the back of the book there is a map complete with a list of all 91 pubs. So what I thought is over Easter I'll work through the pubs. Now obviously there are not 91 pubs in Todmorden anymore. Some of the places listed are listed from 200 years ago, potentially, and they're either now houses or something else or not there at all. So it could be a bit of fun exploring and seeing what we can find. I'm not even sure if Todmorden has 20 pubs left at the moment, but we'll find out en route. Now, another thank you is to Barbara, who was the author of this book. I think the book is from 1989, and through Todmorden Past and Present she's been in touch and said she's very happy for me to use the book and the map. So I will refer to it and show it as we go. So, without further ado, again, I don't know how many videos this will stretch over. I can't do all 91 in one video because it's not a film length video. But yeah, let's go on with get to round one, shall we? Right, so the journey begins. Now, when it comes to Todmorden, do I know everything about Todmorden? No. I've only been here 16 years, something like that. I wasn't born and bred in Todmorden. People I've spoken to who have lived in Todmorden 80 years. So, will I get everything right in this video? No, 100% not. Like I say, I don't know everything. I don't necessarily even know place names. So if I do get it wrong, it's just part of the fun. Don't don't obliterate me online. Decided I'm going to do it in possibly 5 stages. So we're going to start, first round is Todmorden Centre, and then of course from Todmorden you've got the 3 roads leading out, one towards Burnley, towards Rochdale, towards Halifax. Then the next 3 videos, and we'll cover the pubs that come within the Todmorden border. Lastly, there are going to be places I miss. Some of them deliberately, like today, it's Easter week, Monday afternoon in the sun, and the pubs are heaving sometimes, and they don't want me stood there filming and yakking on. Finally, this is not a full-blown historical look at pubs, it's more of a visual of what's there now and what was once there. So I won't, some pubs I'll just say this is this one, show you a vision of it and we'll move on, purely because again you're not sat home for 2 hours watching this and we've only covered 30 pubs. Right, too much talking, let's crack on. So where better to start than here, the Golden Lion, which stands in the town centre and was built in 1770 in Fielding Square. Now we can automatically knock off another number off our list, because this, I think, stands in the same place a pub known once as the Hole in the Wall stood. Next, we're back on Longfield Road in the area once known as Hanging Ditch, and somewhere here was a pub called the Castle. Record states it was somewhere in the location of the old Unitarian church, and that it was run by a family called the Blacker family, and I think some of them are buried at Christchurch. We might pop to Christchurch later, there's a few landlords in there. It's been long demolished. It was a 3-storey building, you had to go up the steps to reach the pub. So again, yeah, just going back to Golden Line again. We believe the Hole in the Wall pub stood in this area, if not actually where the Golden Lion is today. Across the road from the library is what is now Grasso Cafe. But this was, I think this particular location was Stripes Disco Bar, which opened in 1974 after previously being a cafe and also Chinese restaurant. Next up is the Royal George, which is currently closed. This was built in 1796. It was once known as the Ship Inn, hence the fact that there is a ship on its sign, so it's more likely to be named after the ship rather than a member of the royal family. Yeah, this closed I think in January. 2 doors down from the Royal George is Mike's Toy Shop, which was number 13, but there were at least 2 more buildings on this side before all the improvements to the road were made. So here, in this location, stood Grapes, which is another pub from 1796. As you can see, there is nothing left today. There are, of course, pubs that have appeared since 1989. One such place is The Pub, which is across the road next to the old Yorkshire Bank. So there's a few pubs in this particular area. Across the road is the Wellington, known as the smallest pub in Todmorden. Where Jay's Fried Chicken is, that was the Peacock, which closed in 1908. Across the road from there is the Duke of York, which was once the York Hotel. This was built in 1824. Of course, we had a mystery over lockdown to solve. Well, the signs are now different. Is the Duke of York the same person as the Duke of Wellington? We found out the answer was yes. Another fairly new pub, I think this one's only opened this year. This is the Corner House, but the pub that we saw earlier was in this location. Now, one I might potentially have wrong is this one. This is where Gershwin's once stood. All I know is it's in the location of the former Oddfellows Hall, which was this, which is now a nightclub, so potentially that could have been the pub. Across the road from the market we have what is now called the Polish Knob, but is formerly the Black Swan, which is an 18th century pub. At the back of the Black Swan there's supposed to be some old lockups, which were basically where they would often throw very drunk people or people who'd committed some petty crimes. They'd be thrown in the lockups until they could be decided what to do with them the next day. I don't know if there's anything there today, but see if we can have a peek. Okay, so so I can't see the back of it, but yeah, never mind. However, there was another story from here that's worth mentioning. Apparently in 1982 there were some front page headlines made from here at the Black Swan, which were to do with there were glasses exploding, falling off the bar, there were footsteps heard in empty rooms, and the dog got very spooked when it was in the building, so they decided that the place was haunted, and also that maybe it was the ghost of infamous Miles Wetherill, who was the murderer at the vicarage back in 1868. So is he still walking around his favourite pub? I'm not sure there's been any reports since then, but it can't beat an old pub ghost story. Leading up to the station is the Queen Hotel. This opened in 1847 and was a prime spot just outside the station. I believe it even has a swimming pool, which is inside there. However, I think as a pub, it's been closed for a while and is now purely just a hotel, which is a bit of a shame. I'm not sure if you can hear me at all because there's a lot of work going on over there. Also, I'm deliberately missing out White Hart, which is now a Wetherspoon. Nothing personal, it's purely because it is so busy. I tried to film there and got a bit leery, so I'll leave White Hart for today. I'll just put some pictures on of that one, so we can just have a look around the outside of the Queen Hotel, which I think as well burnt down in the 1980s, so it's obviously been rebuilt since that, and you can see there's an old door being bricked up there. This is at the back. Apparently at the back of St Mary's Church, which is where I am now, existed in the 1770s a building called Spring Gardens, and it was certainly mentioned in 1779, which was a pub with extensive gardens, but was eventually demolished in the 1840s or 50s due to the railway development. Yeah, exact location unknown for that one. Possibly more on the way up to the station. This is a far prettier spot, isn't it? Also completely gone is a pub that stood here, which was called Patmos Inn. That was demolished in 1790, so it's been gone a very long time. And of course now it's Aldi. Prior to that, this is where the Abraham Ormerod Centre was. Prior to that, it was a mill, so this land's seen many changes. Yeah, Patmos Inn. Across the road from the park is the Freemasons Arms. This opened in the 1830s. As you can see, it's now houses. Affectionately known as the Red House. Possibly think why. On Blind Lane, just next to the Red House, we find the recently reopened Weaver's Arms. What I'm not too sure if I've got right is this, which was apparently Charlie's, which opened just in 1985 in what is now Grumpy's Mill, but was formerly a mill owned by Charles Crabtree, and the offices and the canteen, which was used by the employees of the mill, became a nightclub. Again, not too sure if it is this bit, but that's why it's called Charlie's. It was named after Charles Crabtree. A bit further down, we have Jack's House, which was for 200 years known as the Shoulder of Mutton and opened in 1792. So this one closed in 1970 and then reopened in 1974 under the name The House Jack Built, and is so more affectionately known as Jack's House. This was another pub that at the back had some lock-up cells for troublemakers. So the last one to cover on the Burnley Road direction for today, before we take the long journey down Burnley Road, is the now closed Hare and Hounds pub. This opened in 1820 as the New Inn. Not too sure how long it's been called Hare and Hounds. This large car park next to it was apparently once a bowling green. I think that's at least 100 years ago. This was a good pub. This is one I used to come to. I think closed over lockdown. Surely somebody could just start this again. I don't know. Is the day of the pub numbered? What do you think? Just for anyone who hasn't lived in Todmorden for a long time, this was the site of Fernley School, which was here by the side of the road, now gone, rebuilt over here, which needed improvement, I think. But always sad to see old buildings disappear. This is the site of what was being built as a school. Looks like they've felled every tree here. Not sure what the reasoning behind that is, unless they're going to try building here again. Tudor Chippy ahead, just to the left, another pub. This pub was open when I moved here, I think 2005, 2006. You can still see the sign just there. So here we are, the bottom of Meadow Bottom Road. This pub was called The Fountain. Again, it's been now private housing. Hasn't been a pub for a very long time. Well, not compared to some on this list, I suppose, maybe 10 years. So back to Patmos to finish off this video. Somewhere here was, I think, a pub called the Fox and Hounds, but exactly where, I'm not all that sure. But there are some new pubs still here. We have Hardy's and the Ale House, which is a cocktail lounge, and a bar. So there are still places you can visit in Todmorden Centre. So there we go. That's our first round of Todmorden pubs, past and present, covering the town centre pubs. So if I've missed any out, if you think, oh, where's the Rope and Anchor, where's the New Inn, we'll cover things like that when we go out on the roads. So Halifax Road, Rochdale Road, Burnley Road are all going to be covered separately, as are the Hillside in our last orders video. However, if I've got any information wrong, if the names are wrong, or years or locations, do feel free to tell me. I'm quite happy to be told differently. But I hope you've enjoyed this look at Todmorden's past pubs. Remember, if you're interested in things like this, pick up Barbara's book. I think it's available at Todd Info Centre. But I will be covering the rest of the map over Easter. So, like I say, if you've enjoyed this, do like, share the video, subscribe to the channel. There's lots more things like this on there and still to come. Remember to look at the Todmorden Past and Present Facebook page for a whole host of history and knowledge from it, from what I class as my hometown now. Okay guys, we shall see you very soon for our second round.